It's been a little minute. I had to take a little break, but King Ju is back with another episode, and I have another special guest with me today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Young Savage, aka Gojo, aka Jordan Temple. And just like last time, I'm excited to go. I'm ready to go, and we got a good one for y'all today.
All right. Today, we are going to take y'all on a journey, starting our mini series of one Oswald State Penitentiary, later renamed Oswald State Correctional Facility Level 4. When you're talking about a place like Oswald State Facility, once those gates close, you will no longer a citizen of society. And in this case, it's been pretty hinted at that this particular show takes place in New York. You are no longer a citizen of New York. You are now a citizen of Oz. You are now a number in their system that will last for eternity. When those gates shut, there's no good guys. There's no bad guys. Ethics, morals, and in some cases, even respect. All of that shit flies completely out the window as soon as you become a citizen of Oz. There's only one major rule: survive, and that's it. Now, this show debuted in 1997, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Cult classic, in my opinion. Cult classic. One of the shows that honestly, in my opinion, put HBO on the map. Uh, this has been a
Shit.
pretty good. I think it's a great series to watch. I think it as all series, things kind of get a little confusing towards the end. But if you want an OG prison movie, kind of the basis to where a lot of things start, even the basis to a lot of you guys' favorite actors, where they got their start. This is definitely a good watch. Six seasons, not too many episodes per season. They range from about 10 episodes to I think maybe 13 at the most, maybe 14. But I definitely highly recommend giving this show a watch. What do you think
Mhm.
about Eyes?
Um, Shoot, man. I got into it late. You know, what I mean, this show came out before I was even born. You
Sure.
know, a few years before I was even born. Yeah, I'm here though, man. I mean, it's a classic prison drama where you know, it does a lot of interesting things and really makes you feel a part of the environment. Particularly, I do like how it's again, it makes you part of the environment because our perspective rarely ever leaves the prison. You know, we could be in one place or the other place, but we're still in our world. You know, we following all these people's adventures. I wouldn't even say adventures, just the things they do to get by. You know, and it's a real tight it's a tightly presented show with where the main characters are the background extras to other characters. Some I don't really see like that. Like talking about it. You know, you can have somebody from the main characters, the main characters, just walking around in the background doing their own thing, while the supporting cast is getting their screen time. So it has a good way of really bringing you to the environment. Like you said, the ending like the last season gets a little crazy. It does, and I have my qualms with that, but otherwise, it's a fantastic show, and there's a lot to talk about. When it comes to like I told you before, man, I got endless things to say about that show. It ain't my favorite by far, but I never run out of things to say about it. So that's what
Absolutely.
it means to me.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, with that being said, we're gonna take y'all into our character synopsis of a few characters that more or less pretty much all tied together throughout, honestly, the beginning of the series, and in some cases, even before the events of this series take place.
Mm-hmm.
So, our first guy up, Prisoner number 97B4121, Tobias Beecher, convicted July 5th, 1997, driving while intoxicated, vehicular manslaughter.
Man, how you
Sentence
got that
of
pop
15 years, up
That's
for
the way you make it
parole
do that.
in 4 years. Now, what we got to say about old good old lawyer turned convict Tobias Bitcher as another person that we're gonna talk about later with
I'm
Carl.
doing that. Oh, well, you know, man, he had to survive, just like all the rest of
That's it.
them.
The number one thing in our eyes is survive, and that's what he had to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But his downfall is just one of the I want to say one of the weirdest ones because at first, driving along, you would think that okay, he's a lawyer, he has a family, a wife, 2 kids. I'm assuming makes pretty good money to say he's a lawyer in New York. That is, you would think that he doesn't really have that bad of a life. But as you start diving deeper into it, and then you realize, oh wow, this motherfucker got a goddamn addiction that we would assume, otherwise. That addiction, that's what brought him into eyes. That's what led to him with the vehicular manslaughter of Kathy Rockwell. That brought him into eyes.
Sure
That
did.
that alcoholic, what's the word I'm looking for? That addiction that turned from
Dependency.
yeah, it was a
Mm-hmm.
dependency that went from alcohol to drugs, lust. Hell,
Mm-hmm.
I think that was another one too. It'll come back to me. But let's talk about when he first got the eyes. How
Mm-hmm.
ironic is it that the first thing we see is Tobias with his head down, followed by good old Alvarez getting stabbed,
Huh.
and then grabbing Tobias's leg like he was gonna be able to help him.
Oh Lord, I don't even remember that part. That was the first scene too. I do remember Albert getting stabbed, but boy,
Mhm.
what's it called? Him grabbing that YouTube leg, I don't remember that.
Yeah, when
But
he got stabbed, he fell to the ground and he grabbed Beecher's ankle, and then that's when
oh,
Beecher, yeah, remember he had went to the gate and started knocking on it. Then that's when reality set
I
in on his
do,
ass too.
I do remember that. Yeah, yeah. He
Hmm.
ain't get a second to breathe, bro.
At all.
From
That's
the
how it
from the
is.
very moment he got there, his ass knew what he was in for.
That's how it be. Shit. Oh,
Man,
we got some chats in the building. Oh, Slim Nika, what's with
there
the
we go.
eyes, baby? What's with the eyes? You got
Hey,
questions? You got
Slim.
to hit up HBO. J sounds echo. Oh, she said you sound kind of echoed.
All right, let me try this then.
All right, we're gonna get that straight. Make sure my shit good
Make
too.
sure
While
my
you
shit does. Can I be heard? You
is
hear
that
me?
better?
Is that better? Well, I'm actually about to join you live and see for myself. And
Okay.
see myself.
Let me see.
That's it.
Oh, now I got an
Oh,
echo
now I
coming
got
out
it
yours.
coming out. Wait, hold on, my bad. That's because I'm playing right next to my headphones.
Okay.
Okay.
Little technical
Little technical
difficulties. We're gonna get it
difficulties. We
straight.
gonna get it straight. Yeah, I got it. Let me see. I hope it don't hook up to my router. Mm. Oh, testing.
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 1, 2.
1, 2.
Yeah, good now.
Right. Y'all still echoing?
I am.
I am. Shit.
You might just have to
Might
do
just
it the
have to
way
do
we
it
had it.
over here. Yeah, with the headphones, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. That sounds better. Okay.
All right. You gonna fix it? It might
I'm
be
about to say
it's the
y'all just
mic.
gonna y'all got to deal with it. We're gonna be all right.
Just for now, we're gonna get it together.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, it went from him being, his lawyer, and then once reality finally set in on his ass,
Mm-hmm.
It was even worse because like the first day he was there, he was already being harassed by what was it, Adebisi?
Mm-hmm. Yep. At
And
least,
then
yep.
yep, already was harassed by Adebisi.
Well, I can't wait till
Oh,
you get into him, man.
oh man,
He was
no kidding,
definitely my favorite character.
no kidding. Went from
Man.
that thinking that he could trust Vern, when it turns out Vern was even worse than Adebisi.
Mm-hmm.
So
Even
that
worse.
eventually led to Tobias being naive, but doing what he had to do to survive, or so he thought. Getting that transfer from McManus, moving in with Schillinger, my bad, fuck, moving in with him, and all of a sudden he goes from just somebody who at the BC is randomly harassing to Vern's literal property.
Mm-hmm.
So that naivety of him caused him to fall for that deception.
I wouldn't, at least not yet. I wouldn't say he's sinking into naivete just yet. As
Mhm.
far as you're right. He was a naive person, but when he first got there, when he first got there, it was more like he was being taken advantage of. He didn't really have a choice. It
Yeah,
was either that or Brown was gonna have him not to get on him real good. So at that point, I don't think he had a choice. Now, eventually, when we get to the other dude who we're gonna talk about, then yeah, he becomes
yeah.
a very naive person. And in fact, I would say he became a naive person because of the trauma that Vern put him through.
Hmm.
But we gonna get into that, let you get more into it. But yeah, basically.
All right. So yeah, I can agree with that. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, unfortunately, it led to him being, essayed, swastika tatted on his ass. Hell,
Mm-hmm.
then that continued harassment kind of led him to his second addiction, which was heroin. From I think Ryan O'Reilly at the time was still slinging.
Yep.
Word got back to Vern. He didn't like it, so he made it even worse on Beach of making him. What was he put the makeup on him for the talent show? I think they had.
Yep.
Yeah, they had a talent
Yep.
show. Made him sing
Mm-hmm.
in drag with makeup
Yep.
on. So,
All
but
that.
but things really came to a head when Vern made him wear a shirt with a Confederate flag on it and walk
Mm-hmm.
outside through Unit E, which is what they call M City. That's when Beecher said, "Fuck all this. I'm not dealing with you no more." Grabbed a chair, threw that bitch at the pod, and blinded him in one eye. Had him looking like Slick Rick for a good minute.
Oh, don't forget too. He made that boy tear out pages from a law book and eat them.
Yep.
He
All
made
the
that
shit that
boy
Vern did to him, he did that. He
mm-hmm.
made threats on his family.
Made that on his family. Yep. Made him tap in pictures. Made
Yep.
him lick his boots literally.
Yep. Lick his boots. Matter of fact, I think he made him. Did he make him eat? No, he didn't make him eat the pictures. He did make him eat the pictures out that law book. I
Yep.
forgot. He made him do something with those pictures.
He just made him tear them up.
He just made
Get
him say,
rid of them,
"Okay,
basically.
okay." I
Yeah.
thought it was something else.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but that was that. After all of that shit that Vern put him through, partner that with the fact that he's high out of his mind now,
Mm-hmm.
that was that.
And
Motherfucker,
basically
that was
in
that.
that fucking mentality.
Yeah, he in that moment
Mm-hmm.
he went from a victim to a survivor because he actually did what he had to do to survive.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't gonna dominate the conversation. You go ahead and chime in.
At one point, he was my favorite character, and not necessarily because I thought he was the best on the screen.
Hmm.
For me, that goes to Adebisi. Either Adebisi or Schillinger.
Hmm.
I hate to say it, it's like almost a guilty pleasure kind of thing because he is. No, wait, we ain't even get some yet. So let me
Yeah,
save
we're
it.
gonna get to.
Yeah, we gonna get to that motherfucker.
Mm.
Um, well, Tobias Beecher became a victim of circumstance. Not that he entered the circumstance a victim. He just became a victim of that circumstance, which is
Right.
what really led him to his real change in mentality. Now, being that he came from a rich family, he was rich. He was a lawyer. He had a wife, kids, two kids, three kids, something
It was
like
two,
that.
son and a daughter.
It was a son and a daughter. Yeah, I feel like he had another one, but I could be wrong. But in any case, coming from that kind of life to where he ended up that would be jarring for anybody. And without the street knowledge or the heart to really be able to settle in nationally, he did get taken advantage of.
Right.
And that moment with the chair in the first season, that became his that was him taking power back from his abuser, you know, and he spiraled. He spiraled. But then eventually he tried to, pick himself back up, but, Brown wasn't letting it happen.
Right.
It was it's one of those things where it's one of those storylines where he's learning about love. Not only outward love, but how to love himself. And I admit there's some scenes that kind of play with it and it make it a little weird, but otherwise that's the overall thing you got to get out of watching Beecher go through his time here. And when we bring up, it's a lot of other characters that involved that's organized too, like Saeed and the Muslims and O'Reilly, characters we got to get to.
Right.
But otherwise, you'll see the theme of self-love taking a center stage when it comes to him, and that's something I really like about his character.
Yeah, I can respect that.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna just run through, like, I'm gonna give a brief synopsis of what Beecher does from the start to the finish. It's not gonna be like, basically, I'm gonna paraphrase it. So for anyone who's unaware, spoilers ahead, but it's not gonna be too bad. So Tobias Beecher, as we already said, was a lawyer before he, got arrested for DWI and vehicular manslaughter. Um, he went from a lawyer to, like we just said, a victim of circumstance, and eventually to a survivor. So we left off where Beecher threw the chair through the pod. And these pods are made out of glass, just to kind of try to paint a picture for y'all. The pods, instead of it being just iron bars, it's actually doors with glass pans around them.
Get the whole lot of prison in there, honestly.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, though I ain't never seen jail. Not that I've been in jail or prison, but
They might have like that in other countries, but not any. I've never seen them out here.
Nope, not at all.
But so fast forward, Tobias meets this guy who we're also going to talk about as well. But he meets this guy who turns out is hired by Schillinger. But we'll also, like I said, we'll get to all of this in this episode as well. Long story short, basically falls for the guy, then falls out of love with the guy, then falls back in love with the guy, and then it kind of dominates the rest of their screen time. Like, the main story is Tobias Beecher's survival, this other guy who was his alliance with, and then as well as other things that we're gonna get to. But to basically fast forward to the end, there's a lot of shit that goes down. Beecher ends up kind of being in consideration for the death penalty. But that's about it. All I'm gonna say without spoiling it too much. So where did we leave off at?
Where?
In our conversation, I think the last place I left off was the chair thing. So fast forward to the time. Let me see what happened before Keller got there. Something major happened between. Oh, I know there was that fighting incident with Beecher and Vern in the gym.
I know what happened. A couple things happened actually.
Yeah.
So you know, Tobias basically lost his fucking mind after the whole essay thing and all that shit. So he was basically went to torture with him, fucking with his mind, and making all kinds of threats towards Schillinger. Keep in mind, a lot of the Nazis weren't there in him city with them, so he didn't have that much protection. At least not how he would later on in the show when he gets moved. There's a few of them though, and also he was about to be eligible for parole. So Beecher got to him by basically saying, "Hey, I work in this office, my guy. I could fuck all that up and like that. You know what I'm saying?" And then he basically plotted to kill Beecher before that could happen. And so Beecher turned
Diane with that. I remember that. Yeah.
But Beecher, really, that was Beecher turning all around on him because he got him so crazy to where he fucked up his own parole.
Yep.
So that was what happened between the Keller thing.
Okay. So yeah, fast forward to now we're in season 2, and this is going to kind of bring in our second character while also talking about our first character. When I said at the beginning of this that all of these characters intertwine with each other, they literally intertwine with each other. So it's time to introduce our second character, prisoner number 9AK514, convicted June 16th, 1998, felony murder, 2 counts of attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, robbery, driving under the influence, and reckless driving, with a sentence of 88 years, up for parole in 50. One, Chris Keller, played by your favorite detective that's in Law and Order. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Chris Keller. Man. All I can say is that motherfucker was a very unique character.
Yeah.
Very unique character. Because at first, go ahead.
He was unique, but I always did kind of see him as kind of plot device, more than like a character. Even I give him grace and call him a supporting character because he's connected to that story, but he doesn't get too much to do outside of that story. Kind of like Beecher and Schillinger do. But he is the glue that holds this particular story together, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he definitely is back.
Yeah. It's him and Schillinger's relationship actually began when he was 17 on the run from whatever. And of course Schillinger, I guess you can say, took advantage of him. In a way. That's the thing, like you could say that, but then you could also make an argument for maybe Keller knew what he was doing though, and he was using that to his advantage.
That's what I think too. Because Schillinger was, I don't know how long or how far back his association with the Aryan Brotherhood goes, but Schillinger was connected. He was connected, and if he wanted to, he get certain shit done.
Yeah. So when Keller gets there, yeah, no kidding. So when Keller gets there, they have this whole little plot of, he's trying to help Tobias, quote unquote, get to Schillinger, when really he's working under Schillinger to try to get to Tobias as, revenge for him fucking up his parole.
Right.
So I don't think I know at one point he had a cast on his arm. I think that was when he got into that motorbike accident. But I think he got Keller. Yeah.
Either he did, or that was when him and Mark Mack had staged that. It was like an attack or a fight or something. They staged in the gym.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it happened then, but I feel like he did because remember he broke Mark's nose too.
Yeah. You know what? I think he had the cast on when he did that.
He might have, yeah.
Yeah. So it must have been during that accident.
Yeah.
But in any case, so we fast forward to his time in Oz. Like I said, there's basically this master plot going on. Beecher thinks he has somebody that can help him go after Vern, when in reality, this person is helping Vern go after Beecher. So that led to that whole not debacle, but that, damn, what can you call it? the series of unfortunate events that happened in the gym when
Yeah.
him and Schillinger broke Tobias's limb.
Mm-hmm. The little skirmishes.
Yeah, basically, they fucked him up.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about that one part, right?
Yeah, when they broke his arms and his legs.
Uh-huh. That was some crazy shit right there.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it like looking at all that. It makes sense why Beecher flew off the fucking handle like he did.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, I mean, fuck, I would shit.
I will too.
I mean,
And
goddamn.
and I ain't gonna lie, it was more uh, than just him getting the burn. Even from the
Right.
very beginning, they were like crushing on each other. I say crushing on each other because I mean eventually the whole shit happens where he gets his arms and legs broke, but then after that he tries to make up for it. Um, I got a question for you, but at the end though, at the
Okay.
end,
Hmm.
it's a real interesting question. But yeah, it was more than just getting to burn. Beecher was falling in love with the guy. Keep in mind, he hadn't seen his wife, and matter of fact, I think his wife ended up dying
Yeah,
somewhere in that
I think
along the time.
before Kelly even got there, it had been that's when Beecher found
No,
out.
it was when Kelly was already there. Because if I
Oh, he was
remember,
already there. Okay,
because remember, McManus actually came and brought him that news, and him and Kelly was sitting in that cell
that's right. They was
playing
playing chess.
chess.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. I
Mm-hmm.
remember that now. Yep.
Yeah.
And then it's
So
still it was still debated on. Well, we don't think it was debated, but Vern was like, "Oh, would have been ashamed if somebody made her kill herself because it was ruled a suicide."
mm-hmm. Right.
But hey, who knows?
So in that situation, I think Vaughn was really just doing the same thing Beecher did to him, playing the mind games with him.
That's all it was. Yeah.
That's all it was. He probably didn't have shit to do with that. Honestly, that happens a lot in the show too.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
So fast forward a little bit, and now we are at. Let me see. We talked about Keller and breaking his limbs.
Mm-hmm.
Keller, he ended up getting shot a few times too. No, he got shot once. He got
Mm-hmm.
stabbed a few times over. Damn, who the fuck knows? I think I know Beecher stabbed him once, and
He
I
got
think
stabbed one time in the dark, where it wasn't
yeah,
really confirmed who stabbed him.
right.
He also got stabbed by, damn, who
Oh,
else he got stabbed by?
didn't one of the biker dudes get him up?
I think it was Jazz, yeah.
I
It
think
might
it
have been.
was. Yeah,
Because it was when that big all-out war broke out between the Muslims, the Aryans, and Beach and Cali was kind of in the middle of it.
right, right.
Yeah,
Shit. And then not only that, there was that whole thing with him and Sister P.
I didn't like that plot.
He kind
And
of
I'm gonna tell
basically
you,
go ahead, go ahead.
no, go ahead, finish your statement.
I was just saying he just mind. I was just saying he basically mind fucked up.
Yeah, but didn't he though? Because here's my whole thing. I'm glad you brought that up because
Mm.
that was a little bit of writing consistency.
Yeah.
Because I would have sworn that the very first moment they met, not that they met, but the very first time they came to a session, he made it known that he wanted Sister Peace up to get to Beecher.
Hmm.
So I'm wondering, and where, at what point did Keller like trick you into thinking he wanted you? Now I could see if you fell in love with him and you thought he was going to reciprocate that and he didn't, and then you got pissed off about that. And to which, in that regard, you deserve to be called out for it. But the way it was presented, I didn't care for it because I was confused by the end of it.
Hmm.
That was my whole thing.
Yeah, because she made it. It made it. The plot kind of made it seem like she was really gonna quit, but then of all people, Cyril was the one that kind of convinced her, and we'll get to him as well. Yeah, I
So my
mean,
bad, sir.
yeah, we're gonna get to them.
Hmm.
We're gonna definitely get to them. That's some tragic shit right there.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, I can see what you mean by that. That plot was a little like it was okay, I guess.
It's a 8 series or eight. What it is? My bad. 8 episode, series, episodic series. They
Right.
gonna take liberties. They gonna
Exactly.
they gonna make you suspend your disbelief just a little bit. I
Hmm.
get that. It's cool.
Now let's talk about, since we already done talked about Tobias and Keller. I think I want to talk a little bit about towards the end of the series. Not too far into the end, but I think this happened in season 6, toward the end of season 5, the start of season 6, when
Mhm.
Tobias ended up getting granted parole, but instead of being a normal person and living his life away from Oz, with at the time he was actually dating that his what was it, his public defender or lawyer, whatever. At the time they
Mhm.
were actually dating, but instead of him, moving forward, he decides to want to stay stagnant and represent Keller with this murder charge that obviously we all know he did it, but this murder
Mhm.
charge that if he's found guilty will land him the death penalty. So Tobias, that's that naivety that you was talking about earlier.
Mhm.
He decides to come back, help Keller, but in the midst of all this, he ends up fucking himself because he ends up getting caught trusting Keller, but
Mhm.
it really was a setup. He asked Tobias to pick up a package for him. The package was drugs. Then he tipped off the cops. So
Yep.
Tobias, from a victim to a free man to a dumbass, back in eyes.
Wow.
Now, what the fuck? Now, Keller told him that he did it because he couldn't live without him. Okay, whatever. But like, what's the deal with that? What you think about all of that? That whole little thing that transpired.
Oh, he was an idiot. That's what I think.
Plain and simple.
But it was. I'm about to tell you, it ain't no new shit. It was an idiot from. He was an idiot from the moment he got behind that wheel drunk and killed that little
Exactly.
girl.
Exactly.
So also by that point he wasn't dating the little girl anymore. Why? Because Chris Kelly.
Yeah, he
So
wasn't
his ass was, I don't know what his deal was, but he was definitely he didn't learn his lesson from dealing with Keller. And as a matter of fact, that lawyer, I think that lawyer girl shot that woman too. Even though he warned the lawyer girl first about his seductiveness and his charm and basically his way of getting what he wants,
right.
essentially. I mean, yeah, Tobias was an idiot. He fell right into the trap, but he probably didn't know it was a trap, but like he knows who Keller is.
I'm about to
And
say, yeah, you know how Keller is, so why even put yourself in that situation? In that, why even make it a possibility?
yeah, I mean, he could, if nothing else, I did a little research before I just said, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to pick up this random package and bring it to this random people that I don't know.
Right.
Uh,
He's supposed to be a fucking lawyer.
right, that's what I'm saying. We're already in the logistic logic here. In a situation where love took over his head and his heart. And
Yep.
that's not that's Beecher's whole plot, man. He loved himself enough to to see to be able to accept himself, and
Right.
so he kind of he needed, I guess he needed somebody in his life.
That's when lust became his addiction.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. Now that really took effect in like season 4
Yeah,
when he
that's when it really started.
when he really decided he was what for a little while decided he was done with Kelly.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's when he started, getting crazy, which really was only a sign that he wasn't done with Kelly.
I'm about to say they both did that shit a lot in that whole series.
Those are there.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
Keller always hit that. Oh, I had some time to think. He was good for that shit. He said that to
Yeah,
Beecher a couple times.
I'm about to say, all we got in there is time to think.
I'm about to tell you, shit. The only
Shit.
thing he was thinking about was the next way to fuck over Beecher.
Basically, yeah. I would say that, right? But then again, I wouldn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
And man, damn, I want to. That question I was going to ask you at the end, it really, it would really apply here, but I don't want to
You can
ask you
ask.
just
You
yet.
can ask it now. I'm cool with it.
Okay, well, okay, fuck it. I'll go ahead and ask. Um, at the end of the series, you remember what happened in the end, right? With
Yeah.
Kelly and Beecher?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In the end, do you think Kelly truly loved Beecher?
Mm.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I had a conversation with Mom about this, and she said no. She said he was just manipulative from the jump, and he was gonna stay manipulative, and it wasn't really about love; it was about power and
Power.
control for him. Now, once you give your answer first, because I'll get into it.
You know what? I think I'm gonna take a different approach on that one. I'm gonna say he actually did, but he just wasn't good at showing it. And the reason why I say he did was because he had already had like 4 failed marriages at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He basically made himself public enemy number one with the Brotherhood when he, testified against whoever that was. Basically siding with Beecher.
Shooting,
Yeah,
testified
that's right.
against
That's right.
Shirley,
Schillinger.
and I think Musket, that cop that was involved with him getting his arm
Yeah,
and leg
that whole
broken.
thing. Yeah, so I think that he made himself public enemy number one by doing that. I think
Mm-hmm.
that the way Keller loved Beecher isn't really the norm per se. I think he loved Beecher because he maybe he felt like there was no one else left for him. And the way he went, like I said, the way he went about it was absolutely fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But uh, I don't know. Like you can make an argument for maybe he did, but you can also say I can see both sides, honestly. I really can.
Right.
But the thing that really makes me think that Keller actually did love him is because at the very end, he while he was manipulative as fuck, he also manipulated Schillinger a lot as well.
Yep. Sure
He
did.
also told Schillinger that he was giving him the prop knife. Basically the same shit he told Beecher, he told Schillinger.
Yep.
Ends up giving Beecher the real knife. Beecher kills
Mm-hmm.
his enemy, and
So I
then
think it,
what's his name? Keller brings in that toxic powder that basically swept out all of us.
oh my
Now,
god.
I say that to say that, like I said, I do think Keller did love Beecher, but I think his way of showing love was that of something that looks like manipulation or abuse in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, Keller did kind of fuck over Beecher. Yeah, I won't deny that at all. I won't even go as far as to say that
Mm-hmm.
he well, you know what? No, let me backtrack. I will admit that Keller did fuck over Beecher a lot of times,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that in a sense, Keller may have been looking at things from a different lens, and that's why I say maybe the way he showed his love for Beecher isn't something that's really normalized. But yeah, and so to close, yeah, I do think Keller loved Beecher, but I do think the way he showed it was not the right way, in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, art imitates life, bro.
Oh man, what the fuck?
What's the
Hold on,
matter?
my bad. I don't want to cut y'all. I don't like bots in my damn streams.
Oh,
Go ahead, I'm
good.
listening. I'll do it later.
Okay. Um, art imitates life, right? Uh, I can't count the amount of people I've seen in situations like that. Obviously, not that drastic. Anybody getting, well, it's actually sometimes people do get hurt and killed and stuff like that. Um, I'm in the boat with you, man. I think he did love him to the very end. The problem was his ass was too manipulative to accept Beecher's, I guess in a way he was too manipulative to, you're right, to show his true love for real.
Yeah.
His love looked like, that. It looked like toxicity and craziness and shit. That's all he's ever known.
Right.
And Beecher in turn was too, he hated himself too much, or didn't love himself too much. Well, didn't love himself enough to really put a stop to that until it was really too late.
Right.
Until Kelly basically become fully infatuated with him, and him and Vern went back to beefing, and it was a whole unending cycle of just trying to find himself and find love through all the violence and stuff.
Right.
Obviously, he wasn't. Obviously, like I said, his wife died. He wanted some kind of companionship. So Kelly was a toxic lover. I would say Kelly was a very toxic lover, and Beecher shouldn't have had to deal with that.
Right.
But the question here is, did he in his heart love Beecher? And I think yes. It just was a very toxic love.
Yep. That's
it. What I think.
And that's not even to say that that's a good love, because I know some people are gonna be in the comments talking about we goddamn abusers. We are not abusers. This is strictly fiction. The question was, do we think Kelly loves Beecher? And that's all we did. I gotta make that known because trolls gonna come in the comments talking all kind of shit. So yeah, I'm gonna make that known right now.
Argue semantics and shit.
You know how that shit be, man. But man, now for the moment of truth, we gotta talk about our guy. Prison 92S110, Vernon Schillinger. Widely pronounced as I
was hoping you would say it wrong, but I have to correct you.
Oh no, I was gonna say widely pronounced or widely considered Vern Schillinger.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Schillinger, cocksuckers. That's his favorite word.
Oh, that's what you call him, Scalinger.
Yep, Scalinger.
Yep.
Convicted October 21st, 1992. Aggravated assault in the first degree. His sentence, 8 years, up for parole in 5. Now we're about to dive into the nitty gritty. The common denominator in both of these stories. Vern Schillinger. The question of the day is, no, you know what? Fuck that. We're not even about to ask that question. I was gonna say, was Vern right for standing up for his beliefs?
No.
Exactly.
Hell no. His beliefs wasn't right.
This man took his beliefs and made it so extreme that he resorts to SA, murder of any kind, goddamn recruiting people as prags, or in this sense, basically they're bitches, and God knows what else under the sun.
Hey, can I just say something to that?
In this case, underneath the ceilings of eyes. Go ahead.
Hey, that nigga got. We call him values. That nigga ain't had no values. Let's be honest. He had no values. It was. He had a lot of power, and he was a passionate child. And his way of thinking, he lived with it all his life. It was so bad to where he couldn't let it go, even for the sake of his family.
Right.
And again, he was a passionate child. He knew his way, and he just had the power to get his way.
So we talking about the same motherfucker that got his own son killed in prison, in the same prison with him.
Yep. Really, both his sons.
All because of Beecher. Well, all because he thought Beecher was whatever. But what's crazy though is Beecher actually, it started out as just trying to fuck with Vern, but he actually grew genuine care for him and actually wanted to see him do better.
Mm-hmm.
But Vern wasn't having that shit.
And that was another part that confused me. Kind of like earlier when I said about Sister Peter Marie and Kelly's plot, about how they didn't really set it up well. Now it was set up well. Don't get me wrong, but when he died, granted, it was all his fault that his first son died, right?
Definitely.
But he went to blaming Beecher. That I understand. He's a pestilent child. He's gonna do that.
Hmm.
I didn't understand why Beecher blamed himself for that though. That was the only thing I didn't understand.
Maybe my best guess is I would think that had Beecher just not approached him at all, that Vern wouldn't have thought what he thought, and then thus activating that domino effect. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's my best guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Which
I have no idea. They that whole family was fucked up from the jump. Like I
it really
said.
was. And then he got
Yeah.
Hank to yeah, was it? Yeah, Hank. Then he got Hank to kidnap Beecher's kids.
Mm-hmm.
But what did I'm trying to remember? I know that was. Oh no, that was revenge because of Andrew. That's what that was.
No, that was
No, it
actually
wasn't. No, it wasn't.
it was what was it? I'm
It
trying
was,
to think. I'm
it
trying to
was
think.
revenge for something. I just don't remember what.
I don't remember what it was either because it wasn't particularly revenge for Andrew. I think it was revenge for Andrew and revenge for something else too.
It was
Cause
definitely something because all of that shit. It was all a domino effect,
yeah, it
and I forgot what it
was.
was. Because
I'm
I know
trying to think.
Beecher had Hank killed after Hank killed.
Oh no, I know what it was. I know exactly what it was. After Andrew died, Tobias made the offer to go find his other son because Hank was basically nowhere to be found. He was
That's
MIA.
right.
So then when he did come around, and then Vern found out that Beecher was the one who found my son, he went to get paranoid, thinking, this is another plot. He wants to kill my other son,
That's right. You're right.
like he did the first one.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the offensive, and I'm gonna get his kids.
Right. That's right.
That's
Because
what
he got his
happened.
dad involved with that too.
Yep.
I remember that now. Yep.
So did.
Yep. That's crazy. Because then he ended up getting Hank killed anyway.
So did.
Talking,
So
talking
did.
stuff, trying to call off the hit shit. You can't call off no hit, especially you only got so much time to do that.
Yeah, I know.
Allegedly, I'm assuming. God damn it.
Hey man, from inside the prison walls, bro. Shit, that's a lot harder tales already.
Really though. Good old Vern though, man. What the fuck did he do of note? Oh, what didn't he do?
Oh my God, what did he do of note? Everything that flew out of that man's mouth was just comedy gold, bro.
It really was. I think
He,
it really started with fucking well yeah, like we said earlier, it started with Beecher, making him his bitch and all of that good stuff.
mm-hmm.
Then he tried to get Beecher basically got Beecher killed, but ended up setting his damn self up, adding 10 years onto his sentence. He was already serving 8
Yep,
parole, and he was up for parole. I think his parole hearing was like in the coming month or something like that. It was coming
coming a
up.
couple of months, I think.
Yeah, it was really really close. And him
Mm-hmm.
then being paranoid. Well, I mean, at that particular moment, I can understand that because Beecher was all his fucking top.
Yeah.
But in any case, yeah, getting paranoid, trying to get him killed, got himself set up.
Mm-hmm.
No more parole. Additional 10 years. So it's like fuck. Then he got transferred out of M City to what was it, Unit D, I think.
Me.
Unit B. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Unit B. What the fuck was Unit D?
I'm gonna think. You said earlier. I think Unit D was actually in the city because I think Unit E was the HIV ward. I think
You know
D
what?
was
I think
in
you're
city.
right.
I
I think
could be
D
wrong
was in
about.
City. I'm gonna have to look that up again. I'm gonna verify that, but I think it was one of the two.
Yeah, something like
And I
that.
and I know what was it Unit B that he went to?
Yeah, it was Unit B that he went to.
Okay,
After
yeah.
he left in city, he went to Unit B, like separate out with AB. Yeah.
Right. Because I remember
Mm-hmm.
all of them ended up going over there after that riot too that they had.
Yeah, they did. They had to kind of stuff them all in there.
We're gonna talk about that in the next one though. This oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But
Man, yeah.
fast forward on back to Vern. I know that he what else of note did he do
Oh
before he
man.
died?
Oh boy, I can go down through the seasons. Season 1, Beecher gets there. He makes Beecher his bitch.
Yeah.
Beecher gets revenge on him, basically. Second episode comes around. Season comes around. Beecher beats the shit out of him with a chair, not a chair, a water bench,
Wait. Yeah.
with the workout bench, yeah, and took
Yep.
a shit on his face,
Yep.
and then was about to get his parole fucked up, and then made him get his own parole fucked up. So, you know, that's more added on to his sentence. Keller comes in. They know each other from way back. He basically gets Keller to earn Beecher's trust in order to execute his Grand Master Plan on him. They execute that Grand Master Plan. They don't go quiet for a little while, but that's when his son Andrew comes around. And so that whole thing happens. And then we were just talking about his sons. His oldest son dies in prison. Then Beecher finds his other son for him. He has his son kidnap two of his kids, or his two kids. His son gets his hand cut off and sent to him. Beecher's son, this was all orchestrated by Vern, you know, by way of Hank. He kills his son. Yeah, he was gonna do the same thing with his daughter, but the Reverend father got on him and said, like, nah, don't do that. Please let her go, basically. So then that happened. Then I don't know if you remember, in season 5, they entered that interaction session with Sister Peter Marie.
Oh yeah, with him and Saeed.
Him, Saeed, and Beecher.
Beecher, yeah. To try to calm down the Aryan and Muslim war that was going on.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And try to get some, closure between him and Beecher and Vern.
Yeah.
Between trying to call each other. Let's see, season 6 come around, they basically beefing again. And this time Keller's back on Vern's side, but actually not on Vern's side. Yeah. Just playing their side until he can take him down for Beecher's sake, essentially. Yeah. And that's kind of where his plot wraps up. It's those little parts, like it's the journey with his plot that I really like, But I ain't gonna hold the conversation. Say what you was gonna say, cause I got more to say too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then they had that moment in, I think it was in season 5 when he found out that he was having a grandbaby.
Yep, the grandkid.
So I think that partner along with Reverend Moutier. I think that was kind of what led him to kind of calm down some on Beecher. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what the fuck. Oh no, it reignited when he found out Hank was killed.
Wait, another thing that happened too. They were gonna bring a bunch of their family members to visit, including the baby girl Jewel and Hank's wife Carrie.
Yeah.
Remember the bus crash?
That's right. Yeah, the bus crash killed Hank's girlfriend.
Yeah, it basically killed everyone except the baby and the Reverend.
And Father Ray. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that happened. That actually happened at the beginning of season 5, which didn't that quickly reignite things between them, but that ignited things between them and the Aryans.
Right.
But and then we get into the interaction sessions and everything else that happens.
So basically, in short, people, don't be like Vern.
Oh Lord.
We already got enough Verns running around this fucked up ass.
Please don't. Please do not.
Man.
Let me say about Vern. Vern is okay. First thing, let me say, I know he's a Nazi. Okay, I know he's an Aryan. I know a lot of the shit that comes out of his mouth is crazy, insane, and offensive. But goddamn it, he is hilarious.
Okay, I agree. I absolutely agree.
He is fucking hilarious, and even though there's another part to his character too that we didn't touch on, but dude, he is a collection of the most violent jokes and just crazy ass punchlines and one-liners that you did ever hear.
You can make an out of context compilation with the shit he said.
Oh my god! But who's your favorite?
My favorite, well, you know my favorite when he was trying to get he was trying to get Alvarez to kill Bisha, and
Yep.
Alvarez was like, "Oh, what's in it for me?" And Vern was
Hmm.
like, "Oh, I work the mailroom. I can get whatever you want."
I know what you.
And Alvarez like, "Oh, you get drugs?" And then Vern was like, "I don't care if you're smuggling fucking tacos. I want Bisha
Oh my
dead."
god, that was my That's my second favorite one.
That
Keep in
was
mind,
so that
yep,
was so racist, but it was so funny at the same time.
it was, bro. And Alvarez is very. Just so y'all know, Alvarez is a Latino, so that's
Yeah,
very
that's
topical.
another character we're gonna touch on. And then to
Yeah,
finish that part off, then the very scene right after that, or I think it was before that, before or after, the best part of this shit was when he was walking and he happened to see Adebisi, another character we're gonna talk about. He just so
that
happened to
was
see
after.
That was after. Okay, so he just so
Yep.
happened to see Adebisi, just chilling with his headphones on, sitting in the rec room. Taps his shoulder, right? Gives him his little ugly smile. Adebisi gives him the most wicked eye roll ever. And he just like, man, get the fuck away from me, white boy. Vern
And
he couldn't even say nothing.
what I said too, bro, just looked at him, but
Man,
like I can,
that's the
like I
perfect
can,
opportunity to say silence was absolute golden.
right? Like I ain't had to say nothing, bro. You should already know what's up.
Exactly.
That was gold, bro.
Yeah,
I did because that was his last resort. He couldn't go to nobody else. He went to the Italians. He went to his own people.
he
For
went to
some
the
reason, it
bikers
was
too, I
all.
think.
No, I don't think he went to the bikers.
Okay, so the Italians, his people, and the Latinos.
The Latinos. Yep. He went to Alvarez about that, and then he went to Adeliz. That nigga was desperate too, and that's just what it was. And I ain't gonna lie. My favorite one was he caught me completely off guard when he said I think Saeed was meeting up with Scott Ross's sister to discuss that lawsuit.
I think I
And
remember.
yeah, and remember they saw each other in the lunch hall and like Vern made a comment about him. Saeed was like, we were discussing business. And Vern said, what kind of business? The monkey business? Bro, that shit killed me.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
That shit took me out, bro. I was like, fuck you for making me laugh at that.
Right, right.
And another thing, um, Sharon is played by one of my favorite actors, J.K. Simmons.
Oh,
He brings him up. For those that don't know, he is that character. I forget his name from Invincible. He's J. Jonah Jameson from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
yeah.
He's the Yellow Skittle. No, my bad, the Yellow M&M. Among a lot of other things.
Hmm.
He's fantastic. So he really brings his character alive for me.
Definitely. Man, all right, I think we good for the night, y'all. We're gonna catch y'all next time, and we're gonna talk about some other major characters that pretty much embody what Oz is.
Mm-hmm.
So until next time, we will catch y'all later.